So Bigbear.ai stock has broken out this week. It's looking really bullish and setting up for a high value trade. So it's definitely worth your attention right now. In this video, I'm going to talk about the price action for Big Bear this week, how it's broken out and what sort of rules you can use to maximize this potential trade. Let's take a look. Now, if you find value in my analysis of Big Bear stock today or other stocks on my channel, you may also find value in my trading tips email newsletter. If you subscribe, I'll send you professional trading tips to help you make more profits trading stocks. I'll leave a link in the description below. Check it out. So looking at the weekly chart for Big Bear, we can see immediately a massive green bullish bar this week with one trading day to go. It does look as if Big Bear is going to close this week with a massive bullish bar, breaking out of this price action here, breaking above this key level of 477, and based on Dow theory, triggering an entry rule into this tech stock. And there is great potential profit on offer here up until this level here at 673 and onwards towards $10. So it's well worth looking at this tech stock now for a possible trade or medium-term investment. Zooming out on the weekly chart for Big Bear, we can see this tech stock is trending up long term. Since this significant low back here in December 22, it has moved up aggressively. Peaked out here, came back and formed a higher low, created a second peak and once again pulled back into this key level of $1.16. So it's found support here on multiple occasions and it does look as if now it wants to move higher. And you can see I've added both a long-term trend line here and also I've added a second trend line here incorporating this price trough here and the most recent trough here around 235. So it does look as if Big Bear wants to move away from the longer term trend and the price is accelerating, looking bullish. And zooming in on the weekly chart, we can see since Big Bear created this price peak of around $10 in the first week of February this year, it did have a big pullback. It was sold off heavily and it's found support at this key trough of $2.35. Since that time, price is now moving up. It has created a number of higher peaks and higher troughs. So it does look bullish and you can see here price this week has broken above this key price peak here of 463 and above this key resistance line of 477. So it does look bullish. It does look as if the buyers are in control with Big Bear. They're coming into this stock, they're buying it up and price is moving higher. And you can see on the right hand side here, we've got a sea of green. Weekly, monthly, the last 3 months, the last 6 months, year to date, and over 1 year, they're all green. It's looking extremely bullish. It does look as if this price wants to move higher. We've got a strong buy on the technicals and also a buy on the fundamentals too. So it's looking good. Now, if we come down to the daily chart for Big Bear, we can get a bit more granular on the price action. So we can see since this significant low down here, it has moved up. There was a big price increase up to this level here of around $3.79 before there was a pullback. So there was some selling pressure, but sellers were only able to push the price back down to this level here of around about $3 before there was a second leg up to this peak here of 437. And since that time, price has slowed down a bit. It did move sideways during this period here and it was traded down, but only towards a level of 360. So it didn't break this level here of 350. It only came low as 360, showing some support here for Big Bear. Now, since these two lows here on the daily price action, we can see there's been a massive breakout this week. So Tuesday was the day when buyers came in aggressively and bought up Big Bear. Massive green bar on Tuesday. And of course, when such a big breakout happens, it's normal for a pullback the following day with some buyers taking profits and some selling pressure. And we did see that. We did see that on Wednesday. There was a big red reversal bar. And what's interesting, although there was selling pressure, the sellers did come in and it did close about 50% of the distance of the move up. So some selling pressure, but price action still looking strong, and the close was above that key level of 477. And more importantly is the day after that reversal bar, there was a second reversal bar. So the buyers have come back in and they're keen to take the price higher. So we've had a big breakout, we've had some selling pressure, but the buyers are stronger. They want to take the price higher. Sellers were only able to take the price down to this level here before almost immediately the next day when market opened, the buyers have come in and they're buying up the stock. And we saw price close at 580 in yesterday's session. So it's looking bullish, and it does look as if buyers want to take Big Bear higher. So back on the weekly chart, we can see we've got this big green breakout bar. It does look as if buyers are in control, and the next obvious price target is going to be this level of potential resistance around $6.77. So that would be a first target. And after that, if the buyers remain in control, $10 is looking like a realistic target over the next few months. So what sort of rules could you use to trade this stock? How would you enter the stock on confirmation? Let's take a look. So back on the daily chart, we can see that Big Bear has been moving up gradually since this significant low of about 230. It's moved up and created a peak here, pulled back to create a higher low. The second peak here, another higher base, and it's created this significant peak here around about 460. So this could have been a potential entry point using Dow theory. That would be your marker. It did pull back here. It's found support around about this 360 level. And of course, this week, it has broken out above this key price level here. So you could have used this as an entry rule. Essentially, what we're saying here is the price has increased above this key level here. It's closed for the day. And so you could then enter the following day on market open. And if you'd done that, you would have entered here at around about 580. And obviously during that trading day, price did fall away, but the next trading day, it did move back up. So if you'd used that entry rule on the daily chart, you'd probably be at break even right now. But it's looking bullish, and it does look as if it wants to move higher. And we can also use Dow theory on the weekly chart, which can help to eliminate some of the noise on the daily chart. So you can see on screen, we've got this big breakout bar this week with one trading day to go. It does look as if the buyers are in control and they want to take the price higher. Since the low here of 230, we've had a higher peak, then a higher trough. Price has moved up and down, creating these higher peaks and troughs as it's been trending up. And it's created this peak here of 460 during the end of May. It's pulled back and found support here, as I mentioned on the daily chart. And now it has broken out. It's taken out this peak here of 460. And it does look as if it is bullish and it wants to move higher. So based on Dow theory, if you're using the weekly chart for your rules, you could enter next week once this bar here closes for this entire week above this previous price peak. So that would be the rule. So in effect, you would enter next Monday and market open. And if you did that, if you used Dow theory to enter this stock on the weekly chart, what sort of profits are available? So if the market opens at 580 next Monday, it might be slightly higher based on the price action. But if you do get in at 580 and you set your stop loss at this support level of 470, first target would be this clear level here of 677, so about 17% upside. And then if the bulls take control, the $10 target is looking realistic, and that would give you about a 78% upside from that entry point. And based on a 17% stop loss, that would be a risk to reward of 4.4. And if price keeps going and the bulls remain in control, the price could elevate up into the Big Bet all-time high of $16. So this would be a total potential return of 175% from the entry of around $5.80. So a great return in theory on offer long term, and this would be a risk to reward of around about 10. So Big Bear stock is looking really good right now. It's looking bullish on the daily chart and the weekly chart and the monthly chart. All the stats do indicate that this stock wants to go higher and the buyers are in control. And to summarize, to enter this stock on the weekly chart using Dow theory, if that bar closes for this week above that previous peak, which I think it will, then you could enter next Monday on that rule, on confirmation. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you bullish on Big Bear? I think you probably are. That's what the chart says. Let me know what you think. What are your rules? What are your targets? How high do you think Big Bear can go? Thanks for watching.